So good to see you all. Good to be back together this week. We will call this to order and begin with a word of prayer. Sam, would you come lead us?
And come up on the mountain and pray today. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we're just so grateful for another opportunity to assemble ourselves to hear good fellowship in this room, excitement, and food, and we just thank you for all that. We thank you for each Rotarian that's here, and most importantly, their minds, but they're really important, their hearts, that are come with grateful hearts of giving towards their community and looking for needs in our community and to meet those needs each and every day that we live here. We're just thankful for that. And we're thankful for our leadership here, and Jason, and continue to give you the thanks and all those things that we partake of. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Let's join in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you ready? Yes, sir. We need those bodies. Is that in the jungle? Is that our song today?
We say a lot. All right, we're going to do it acapulco today with no music. So let's sing loud and no pep, okay? Side by, everybody knows the tune, right? Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money, maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel along, singing a song, side by side. I don't know what's coming tomorrow, maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side. Thank you, Earl.
Sergeant at Arms Joseph, we have to visit Rotarians today. There was a lot of commotion going on. One more time, Sergeant at Arms Joseph. Great to have you back. How about guests? Any guests in the room of Rotarians with us today? Steve?
I have two. First, a lot of people know Marianne Sites. Marianne. Thank you. Project manager with, you're not even done here. A devoted advocate for children, especially foster children and autistic community. We want to know that. We have Dee Vaughn, accountant, passion for the community outreach and child advocacy. She's moving to Thomasville.
Any other guests with us today?
How about my son Jonathan that came to learn how to take care of me if my ticker quit?
And I'll have as my guest today Toby Prince from Davidson Home Solutions, and Toby's got a quick announcement about their upcoming golf tournament.
Yeah, we're hosting our 22nd annual Tees for Keys golf tournament coming up on April the 30th. If anybody is interested in playing, we'd love to hear from you. We have sponsorship opportunities. If you don't golf, maybe you gamble. We have a golf ball drop as well. It's a half and half. So half of the money we raise in the golf ball drop, if your ball goes in the hole, you win half of that pot. The last 2 years, the two winners won over $2,000. So if you'd like more info, just let me know. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Toby. Any other announcements?
I have a couple of things. First, David Williams is not here today because he's taking Roger Bryant to a treatment. So let's keep Roger on today, so keep her in your thoughts. And she wanted me to say, empty bowls is in the calendar. You know, once this opens up, it's going to be gone. So if you're thinking you want to go to empty bowls, click on that sign up.
If I might add too,
Go ahead.
I heard last night from Elaine that empty bowls was already passed over.
That's all about. That's what I'm saying. If you want to be going, we're going to empty bowls. Just don't wait.
Awesome. Keith.
Coffee Connections tomorrow at 8:30, and it's at the Wellness Center at the hospital. It's the first time we've had it there, so if you're looking, wonder where it's at, it's the Wellness Center, so invite you guys out for that.
Awesome.
We have a few tickets remaining for our oyster roast at the Colonial Country Club this Saturday. It's going to be 65 and sunny, and going to be a really good time, so we'd love to see you there if you're interested.
Great. Awesome. And while I'm thinking about it, we'll welcome Wayne Underwood and Roger Bryant for joining us on Zoom today. Wayne, Roger, it's good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. There they are. Wayne's waving back and Roger gave us the thumbs up. So they're with us on Zoom today. Any other announcements? Zach, did you have an announcement?
Oh, I was gonna wait.
Oh, you don't have to.
I mean, I can.
Go ahead.
It's 2 months. It's 2 months. I was gonna wait. I'm hosting a chess tournament. It's free for all K through 5. To me, trophies, medals. To be about 80 kids there. So if anyone wants to sponsor it, it's free for the kids. It's not very free for me. So 2 months. April 25th, Saturday. Yeah, it's in Guilford County.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other announcements from the floor? Do we go to Rotary? Okay. Well, moving along today, we've got a neat program, and as you know, part of our program is training, the CPR training that's going on, and we're going to hear more about that from Amanda here in just a few moments. So, kind of keeping things a little brief to give ourselves some room for any of you who are here who haven't done that training yet. We want to see everyone get through that. I do want to update you on last week's program. Joseph just informed me, last week's program, we learned a little bit more about CART and Alzheimer's research and Rotary's effort in that. And last week, just in our program, you all raised right at around $500. So I just wanted to congratulate you on that and thank you for your generosity. And so moving along, the moment that I know each week you're waiting for, let's flip the pot and see what happens. I'm hoping that I didn't buy a ticket today, so I'll be honest, I'm hoping that this ain't the week.
Tell us, what we got?
We have officially collected $5,744, which would mean the split would be $2,872. We have 8 cards remaining. Ooh. Who did not play it?
I didn't. Yeah, no pressure. He said, I don't want anybody to win.
Only how many of you told me to make sure I get the ticket today?
All right.
3, 1, 1. 3, 6, 3.
Who is it?
That's me. That's the only one that makes sure.
Thank you, Jason.
That's a good one. No.
Oh, man, congratulations, Corey. That was a long run right there. Almost
Keep
put
it
the ball.
family, boy, keep it
Well, we start back up from zero next week. This is fun. It's always fun. Moving along this today, like I said, we've been excited to partner with Davidson County Emergency Services to host this event, and I'm going to let Amanda expand on that a little bit more as she talks. But again, I do want to challenge you all, if you're here with us today and you haven't done a training. I'll just tell you, for me, it took 5 minutes, and I 100% learned something new today. And isn't that always great? And I think that's worth 5 minutes. And so I want to challenge you, help us participate in this goal that's before of seeing 30,000 folks trained in hands-on CPR. But also, as Rotarians, we believe in learning something new and continuing in growth and education. So this is a tangible and easy way for that. But Amanda, will you come and share with us, Amanda Everhart?
And we welcome Amanda.
Good afternoon. So, what we're doing back there today is, I spoke to you some about the research trial that the county has been participating in when I was here a couple months ago. And so they decided they had a lofty goal. They want to set a world record for the number of people trained in CPR in a single day. So all of the intervention counties that are part of the trial are participating. Today just happens to be the day when you have your meeting. And so the goal is to train 30,000 people across the state of North Carolina today in hands-only CPR and AED use. So I just checked, so they're tracking the progress real time. About every 20 minutes they're updating it. And I just checked, and we were at a little over 7,600 people so far today. And it's 12:30, so that's a pretty good start. They have, right now, Orange County is in the win with the most trained so far today. But I expect that Orange County is where Duke University is, which is, the school for the research trial. So I expect that they've pulled out all the stops today. So we, here in Davidson County, this is our only event today. Not because we, are not committed to the goal, but because we're tired. We had a goal of 10,000 or 10% of the county's population trained in hands-only CPR throughout the course of the trial. So for us, that was 17,000 people. So we met our 10% goal back in October at the barbecue festival. That was our, last big thing that gave us the push over the hill. We've continued to do other events, but we're not chasing that number anymore, because 17,000 people in 4 years, it's exhausting. And there probably was less than 10 of my EMS counterparts that helped us get to that 17,000 goal. So we're tired, but I'm really excited for y'all to all take part today. Like you said, it would take 10 minutes, it would take 5 minutes. And what you could learn back there could definitely save someone's life, make the difference in, how they recover or don't recover from a sudden cardiac event. The lady at my table, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but we were speaking while we were eating, and she knows one of the cardiac arrest survivors that I had in my career that I treated about 10 years ago, and he was a great, great man, went on to live almost 8 years post his cardiac arrest. And I'm very proud of that. And so if you ever find yourself in the situation where you can be a part of something like that, it is life life-changing and life-affirming. So we're doing a lot of good work here, and we would love to have all of you participate with us. And then if you want to take it back to your workplace or your church, your civic organization, whatever the case may be, we do these free hands-only CPR and AED use trainings all over the county. So if you need something, if you would like us to come and train your group, we are happy to do that. And we have a lot of material, cards and such that you can take with you back there, so that you can reach out to me later if you want to set something up. Anybody have any questions?
Can you take us through a brief, just kind of outline exactly what they would experience?
Absolutely. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to walk you through the steps of hands-only CPR with one of our mannequins. So you might be looking at my mannequin saying, why does that mannequin have breasts? So statistically speaking, women are 18% less likely to receive bystander CPR if they suffer cardiac arrest in public. People are much less likely to assist a female than a male. So some of our mannequins have breasts to kind of get rid of that taboo aspect that people, associate with, well, they're telling me to take their shirt off. I don't want to take this lady's shirt off in the middle of Walmart. I'd much rather you take her shirt off in the middle of Walmart and help her than, save her modesty and she doesn't get any help, right? So we're just trying to normalize it. So they're going to help you with hand placement. They're going to show you exactly where to place your hands, which is the center of the breast ball in the middle of the chest. They're going to show you how deep you're going to compress and how fast. We want 100 to 120 compressions per minute. And so they're going to help you learn what that feels like. Once you've got the compressions down, you've got the rate, you've got the rhythm, then they're going to show you how to use an AED. So this is a trainer. We have a bunch of them back there. The beauty of an AED is that if someone doesn't need it, if they're not in the kind of cardiac rhythm that an AED treats, it won't work. You put it on, you turn it on, you follow the directions. It's going to tell you exactly what to do, and it's not going to tell you to do something that's not appropriate. Okay, they're kind of pretty much foolproof. If you can follow the pictures on the pads and follow the directions, you can do what you need to do. And it's simply as simple as turning it on, putting the pads on, and the pads have pictures to tell you where they go. For example, this one goes here. This one, look, it's stuck to my hair. They don't stick to shirts. The whole, women and their modesty thing, right? But as soon as the pads are on, it's going to notice that. And the device is going to start analyzing that rhythm that their heart is in. And it will tell you either A, shock advised, it will charge, and there'll be a flashing button. It'll say, press the flashing light. You press the flashing light, that delivers a shock in hopes that it stops the arrhythmia that they're in, which will allow their heart to go back into a normal rhythm. Or it'll say no shock advised. And if it says no shock advised, it's not going to shock. It's not going to let you shock them. It's going to say that the rhythm that they're in, electricity is not going to fix it. Okay, and then you just leave the pads on. It's going to tell you to do chest compressions for 2 minutes. It's going to time it for you. And at 2 minutes, it's going to say, hey, stop a minute. Let me check that rhythm again. It'll check the rhythm, tell you whether you need to shock or you don't, and then you'll go right back to CPR. If they start moving around, stop. Turn it off, leave the pads on, because oftentimes they'll go back into that rhythm if they don't have medication or something to keep it from happening. And if they become unresponsive again, you just turn it back on and start over. I can tell you that every one of the cardiac arrest survivors that we've had in Davidson County since the beginning of the trial, because we have lots of good data since the beginning of the trial, that's part of the point. Every single one of them, with the exception of one, had immediate bystander CPR and bystander AED use. And the vast majority of them were awake and talking before EMS got them to the hospital. That's how quickly and how effectively this works for someone in a cardiac arrest. My personal goal would be for you to be anywhere in public and not be able to walk 20 feet without seeing one, right? Because if you did, our survival rates would go through the roof. They'd be like Seattle, which is well over 60%. But you can't go far in Seattle without seeing an AED, right? We've placed probably a dozen in public access points in the county since we started our trial work. I would love to see more, like all departments. But if you have any questions, anything we can do for you, let us know. Yeah.
Do you have to remove the shirt if you're not using the machine?
If you're not using an AED and you're more comfortable doing chest compressions with your hand on top of their shirt, I'll take it. It's fine. It's fine. As long as you can feel, and you can feel if someone has, if someone's wearing like 4 layers of clothes and a big down jacket, kind of get down as close to the skin as you can get, just so that the stuff is not in your way. But ultimately, I'd much rather have compressions over a t-shirt than none. Yes?
Insurance liability.
So there is no liability. In the state of North Carolina, you're covered by the Good Samaritan law. If you are acting in good faith in an emergency situation, they can try to sue you. They're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to, you're not going to be in any kind of legal trouble for either doing CPR or using an AED. Again, the AED is not going to let you do something you don't need to do. Yes?
What if the person that you come upon is not a heart attack? Maybe it's a drug overdose or something else. You still do exactly the same thing?
Still do exactly the same thing. If it's a drug overdose, the chest compressions, because what kills people in drug overdoses is the fact that they stop breathing, right? So they die from the fact that they are not breathing. When you're doing chest compressions, you are circulating the blood in their body that has oxygen in it. So you're buying them time. If you put the defibrillator on them, it may or may not tell you to shock them because they may or may not need it. It's generally not a cardiac cause of their arrest. So sometimes they don't ever go into the rhythm that this treats. But if they do, it's still going to work the same way. It's still going to be as effective. It doesn't really matter what the cause of that arrhythmia is. The treatment is the same. Yes?
If someone's out, do you check the t-shirt they have?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, well, we don't tell lay people to check for a pulse. What we tell you is to, shake them, vigorously, yell at them, tap them, hey, are you okay? And look for a response. And then look at their breathing. They're either A, going to be breathing normally, or they're B, going to be breathing abnormally or not at all. Those abnormally or not at all, those are the ones that you're going to go to chest compressions and AEDs. If they won't wake up but they're breathing normally, call 911, stay with them, and pay attention. If their breathing changes and they start to gasp or snore or they stop breathing, then you go right into the CPR. Because if they could be unconscious because their blood sugar is, extraordinarily low, right? But generally speaking, those people are going to be breathing normally, even fast, comparatively. But the people who are in cardiac arrest, if they are still breathing normally, it's only going to last for a minute or so.
and then their breathing will be abnormal.
How long does a person have in cardiac arrest before this?
So every minute of CPR buys 10% of their survivability. Okay? So if you go without CPR for 10 minutes, virtually your survivability is 0%. If you immediately start CPR, you're immediately circulating their oxygenated blood in their body. Their 10% hadn't started. So you are functioning as their heart and their lungs while they can't do it for themselves. So that's why these people that have the immediate CPR and the immediate defibrillation from the AED, if they need it, when they're in the hospital 3 or 4 days, and they go home and they're completely normal, completely neurologically intact, it's like the whole thing never even happened. They go right back to their life just like they did, that morning when they woke up. We have a trial meeting in 2 weeks, and at our meeting we'll have one of our cardiac arrest survivors come so that she can meet her first responders and that kind of thing. That's a big part of the trial. And she's a 46-year-old female who was riding in the car with her husband, coming back she had gone on a cruise, and he had picked her up from the train station. She rode the train back to North Carolina from her cruise port. Husband picked her up and was taking her home. And as they were driving south on 85, she became suddenly unresponsive, was not breathing right. He called 911, pulled over to the side of the road. Local fire department got there, I got there, she was defibrillated. If I remember correctly, she was defibrillated 5 times, regained a pulse, went to the hospital. She was in the hospital for 5 days. So this happened on Sunday. She went home on Friday. She is back to doing everything that she did before.
Can you expand on how the telecommunicators help during
Yeah.
this, so then they can put your phone on speaker?
Absolutely. So what I always tell folks to do, and this is anytime you call 911 for anything, right? Call them, put your phone on speakerphone, and keep it right there with you. That frees your hands up to do whatever they ask you to do, but you're still communicating with them. So what I always tell people, if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to do CPR, when you call 911, you say to them, when they say, Davidson County 911, what's the nature of your emergency? You say, I'm with someone who won't wake up and is not breathing normally. Those are your phrases, right? Because what that's going to do is that's going to direct them, that's going to fast track them straight to the cardiac arrest protocol. Okay? So they're still going to ask you, who are you? What's your phone number? They're going to ask you your address twice. It's not because they're not listening. There are 6 sections of Main Street in Davidson County. That's why they ask you where you are twice. They're making sure to send you to, West Main Street, South Side in Thomasville. That's where they're sending the ambulance instead of South Main Street in Denton. Right? So, but they are going to immediately talk you through doing CPR. So even if you leave here today and you don't remember anything I've said, and you don't remember how fast you should do it or how hard you should press, they're going to talk you through it. They're going to count for you. They're going to tell you how hard to push. But statistics show that if you have ever put your hands on a mannequin, you are 28% more likely to provide CPR to someone who needs it in real life if you find yourself in that situation. That's a big deal, right? But what's an even bigger deal to me is that 87% of out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, which is what we call it when you go into cardiac arrest and you're not in the hospital, out-of-hospital cardiac arrest, 87% of them happen in the home. So what that means is, it may not be you in your house, but it may be your son in your house or your best friend who's visiting you in your house. So the people that are important to you, if they suffer a sudden cardiac arrest, it is going to be with you, with the other people that care about them. And it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. And the beauty of teaching this to your employees, if you have employees, or to your co-workers, whatever the case may be, is they take that skill. Not only do they have it at work, if something happens at work, because it does, but they also take it home to that 87% that is in their life that are important to them, that find themselves in their home or they find themselves in that person's home. So it's the ripple effect, right? It's not just, I learned this and I live with 3 people and I can affect 3 people. It ripples to your job, your church, all the people that are important to you. That person that you see fall out in Walmart in front of you. One of our survivors from this year is a gentleman that arrested in the Walmart. So, it's important. Yes?
So if you happen to be somewhere, you don't know exactly where you are or what your address is, can the operator ping your phone?
They can.
Okay.
They can. They'll say, we're seeing you at, 17 Randolph Street. That's probably sounds about right. Or they also have, another thing they have is they have a thing called, they have an app. It's called What 3 Words. This is like the most phenomenal thing on the planet. If you've not heard of it, you can download it on your phone. It's the What 3 Words app. So if you need to know, if 911 needs to find you, and you are in the middle of High Rock Lake, you'll open your phone, you'll look at that app, and you'll say, show me my location. It's going to give you 3 words. It might be giraffe, wheelchair, popcorn. You're going to tell them those 3 words. That app will take them to the GPS coordinates of that spot within 3 feet. It will take us to you within 3 feet. See, they use it at the lake all the time. People in the woods, out hunting, fell out of a tree. It's phenomenal. It's incredible. Every place on this planet has 3 words. So we could say, what 3 words right here? And then what 3 words in that room in there? It'd be different. But the first responders, with that app on their phone, it will take them straight to those 3 words. So cool. What 3 words? Yes?
This is just a comment. The city of Thomasville is working with 911 to install a public-facing AED in what is currently called the North State parking lot, basically across from City Hall. So there will be a public-facing available AED downtown in Thomasville, so that if someone has a heart attack or an issue in one of the businesses, and of course they may not have an AED, they can, 911 will direct them to go get that AED to be able to be used.
Yes.
So that's going to be available. We also have them at City Hall, so if the City Hall is open, someone can come and get it, but there will be one 24/7 across from City Hall Center.
There is also one, so that one that Sam has is one of the ones that we provided from our trial. And there is one on the fence of the barn loft, so just outside city limits there on National Highway. There is a public access AED on the fence at the barn loft. There is, and then probably the next closest public access one is the one that's on at Hughes Park on East Holly Grove Road, where they do all the fireworks and all that stuff.
All of our community centers have them, but they're indoor. So if you need to get central rep downtown location, all those places.
And if you come back to do the CPR, I have a QR code back there because we have an app that's AED near me, that you scan the QR code and it will tell you that the nearest AED to your location, no matter where you are. So it can use your GPS location and say your nearest AED to here is, and it'll tell you where it is. Or you can enter an address. So like if you want to know the nearest AED to your house and you're not home, you can type in your home address and it will show you the nearest AEDs to your house, or your church, or wherever. And it's all of the AEDs that I've been able to find in the county over the last 4 years, which is a lot of cold calling to just like random churches and random places going, hey, do you happen to have an AED? But they're all on the map.
I have a crazy question.
Okay.
As we're going through the training back there, and you have to do CPR on someone, and you do it hard, or you break their sternum, or you break a rib, or a cartilage.
It's going to happen.
Or you going to get in trouble?
No, absolutely not.
Like that?
Frankly, to be very frank, once you pop that cartilage off of the ribs, it's easier to do the chest compressions. That will heal, okay? And I'm going to be really, really blunt, okay? Because blood is true, right? If someone needs CPR, they're dead. They are clinically dead. So if in resuscitating them and helping them be no longer dead, you break a couple of ribs, I'd say that's a price to pay, right? That stuff will heal, right? Dead doesn't heal. It's pretty permanent. And I'm not making light of it at all. I'm just saying, any kind of reservations that you have about, what if I hurt them, or all the things, if they truly need it, none of those things matter. Right? All right, we hope to see y'all back here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. So we do have just a little bit of time left, and like I said, we want to encourage you, and I'm sure they're willing to stay a little after 1 as well, but this only takes a few minutes for you to knock out the training, and there are multiple stations back there, so I want to encourage you to do that. I also want to update you in when this all got started recently, a month or 2 ago, when Amanda was with us sharing. But your board for Rotary had approved to bring an AED to here at the Women's Club. And so we'll be seeing that come here soon as well. We're going to be working with the city to purchase that and get that in here too. So that's exciting. One more on the map, one more for Thomasville. And as this building sees people throughout the week, not just today, but every day, events, Sunday lunches, and other civic clubs that meet here. What a great thing to see one of those brought here to this place. So, thank you, Thomasville Rotary, for being a part of that. Okay, well, we're going to close our meeting, and again, extend an invitation. If you haven't participated in the training, go give your 5 minutes and learn something. It's great. Will you stand with us? And I imagine that we would agree that training like that, like this, is beneficial to all concerned. So a good challenge for us. But as we leave this place and we split into different places of work, the 4 corners of this community, as I leave you most weeks, may you go with eyes to see the needs of this community, ears open to them, and a heart that's ready to serve in all the things that you think, say, or do. First, is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill in their friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?